What's up guys, it's Zylic here. Today I will be showing you guys my favorite sniper build in the game right now. Now, this build one-shots to the body. It does 100 damage and it has a surprisingly good reload speed with 0.2 ADS spread. The background gameplay you're seeing right now is this sniper build. Now, I've looked up on YouTube, like the best sniper builds in the game, at least one-shot snipers, ones that one-shot to the body and have 100 damage, and almost all of them have one problem with them. They're over 0.2 ADS spread, or they shoot really fucking slow. This gun has neither of those. It has 30 RPM, but that's actually a completely fake number because there's one bullet in the magazine. The RPM of this gun gets affected by how fast you reload it, but it does have a 3-second reload. So if you do the math, 60 seconds divided by 3 seconds, it's 20 RPM, 20 rounds per minute. And that's pretty much what I see in a lot of these one-shot sniper builds, but they have 0.4 max ADS spread. This gun is 0.2. Now, no shade to those sniper setups that other people have made. No shade to them at all. Most of them were made before the musket was added, and I'll get into that in a bit because this gun does use the musket magazine. It also has a little hidden mechanic. With full action snipers on this game, you cannot ADS and like bolt the gun. You can't rechamber the gun while you're ADSing. What you can do with this gun, because it's reloading and not bolting the gun and based off of fire rate, is you can aim in, you can reload, and you can shoot again. You can stay ADS for as much as you want. And even if you don't want to stay ADS, you can aim in, shoot, reload, and then you can aim in the middle of the animation if you want to like line up your next shot. And other sniper setups don't let you do this. I mean, right here, I'm using the Snake Sniper magazine. Same setup, I'm just using a different magazine. So now how fast my gun is shooting is based off of my fire rate, no longer my reload. We're gonna shoot, and my gun isn't bolting back. My gun isn't rechambering the next round. I'm forced to ADS to get that next round in, and I cannot aim down sight during that animation. And if I do, it bugs the animation out. It's really weird. There, I got it one time, but it's really buggy trying to ADS the gun that has to rechamber. So all of that clunkiness goes away with this setup, and it feels amazing. It feels so good to shoot with this gun, and I am really proud of this build. I hope you guys will enjoy using it. I will show you guys the setup towards the end of the video. I'll also show you guys some different attachments that you can use as like alternatives if you do not have enough weird coins, if you don't have enough coins. This setup is actually pretty cheap in normal coins because all the attachments you're using are pretty much starter attachments, which is just, that's insane to say, but it is really expensive in weird coins. You do have to have the musket magazine, and that's all you need. If you have the musket magazine, that's fine. There's one more thing in this setup that costs weird coins, and it's the grip, but you can swap that out for another grip, which I'll show at the end of the video. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with the gameplay, and then I'll show the setup. Hope you guys enjoy. While I was editing this video, it has come to my attention that I am not the first person to make this gun. And because I don't want to act like I'm the first person who ever made it, I will show you guys a screenshot right now of who made it. Credits go to this guy on screen. This is Discord and everything. So, you know, just giving credits. He's the first person I've found who shared a screenshot of this build, and he's the only other person. And yeah, just wanted to put that out there. All right. I'm going to be showing you guys the setup that I used in today's video. This is the setup right here. This is how it looks. I'll be building it for you guys just so, you guys see where I put all the attachments and stuff. So we're going to start off with the Arctic Warfare core. This is in the sniper shop right here. Also, after I'm done with the setup, me personally, I wouldn't click off. I'm going to show you guys some alternate attachments that you can use if you don't have specific attachments, if you don't have enough weird coins, or if you're into some like niche stuff like HP setups, because this doesn't one-shot HP setups by default, but you can swap out an attachment and it does 120 damage. So, but yeah, enough of that. The barrel will be the Circuit Judge shotgun barrel. This is obviously in the barrels, in the shotgun barrel category. It's this right here. The next thing we're going to go for is the grip. The grip is the Weird Shop pistol grip. It gives you 40% less reload. You find it in the Weird Shop, you go to Weird Shop, grip, pistol, 40% reload. And the stock is the Circuit Judge shotgun stock. This is in shotguns, stock, Circuit Judge. And the thing that puts everything together is the musket magazine. This is important. Use the musket magazine. Don't use anything else. The only reason this setup works is because of the musket magazine. And then for sight, the sight is complete personal preference. If you want, you guys can use a 1x sight. If you want, you guys can use a fucking 20x sight. I don't care what you use. Me personally, I like the long musket. This is my favorite sight in the game, for sniping at least. And I'll show you guys how to make the setup look like how I did here in this setup, because it looks like a fucking abomination right now. The long musket, I made as small as possible. You can scale up the attachments up and down with Q and E. I don't know what the buttons are on controller and mobile, so don't ask. But yeah, I made the sight as small as possible. I put it right here. The Circuit Judge barrel I made as big as possible, and I kept this little gap right here. Put it right here. The musket magazine I made as small as possible, and I put it enough where it doesn't show up over here on the bolt, and then I put it up a little so it doesn't show up on the barrel, and there, just so it shows in the middle, it looks cool as fuck when it's in the middle like that. The pistol grip, I put it somewhere around here. I made it as small as possible. I put it, I think, here. This is where I kept it, maybe. And then the Circuit Judge, I made as small as possible, and I put it like right there. Bang. That's how to make the setup look how I made it look. Put the long musket a little bit over here. That's how I made it look like that, and that's the setup. Now, here are some alternate attachments you can use, because this is pretty pricey. This costs a lot of weird coins. The musket magazine, I don't know how much the musket costs, but I'm guessing it's over 200, and the pistol grip is like 140. So it's pretty expensive in weird coins. So if you don't have the weird coins for the musket magazine, then I'm sorry, you can't make this setup. There's no alternative to the musket mag. You need to have this. But if you don't have enough for the pistol grip, you can go to SMGs and buy the Mac 10 grip. I think this is the second best grip for reload. You could probably use the M870 as well. This gives you minus 15, but I'm pretty sure it's not as good as the minus 25 or Mac 10 after the % less buffs from the class mix. So yeah, if you don't have enough weird coins for the pistol grip, use the Mac 10 grip. This is probably the second best you can have. And now, some alternate barrels you can use. The fun part of the setup is the fact that you can change the barrel to anything you want. Pretty much anything you want. See, the reason I have it as Circuit Judge is because of the reload. Because I want as little reload as I can on this barrel. Because that's how fast this gun shoots, right? The smaller the reload, the faster it shoots. The RPM is a fake number here because it only has one in the mag. But if you don't care about the 9% reload, you can go over here and put on something like the MAS barrel. This gives you a little bit less spread, gives you some movement speed, and it keeps the one-shot body. You could also use this if you want more range. I don't know why you would want more range. This doesn't really need more range, but if you want, you can use this barrel. You can also use the AK barrel if you're broke. I wouldn't use it though. I'm pretty sure the Circuit Judge barrel is really cheap, so you have no reason to swap over to the AK. But anyway, onto the more important barrels. The M2000 barrel. This gives you 119 damage to the body. This is enough to one-shot most setups where you have crazy health. Because I'm seeing a lot of people nowadays, at least, run LMG setups and LMG cores. Like, let's just click on the DP here. The DP gives you 10% health. This gives you 10% health. This gives you 18% health. So you can see, if someone has like the DP barrel, 100 damage isn't gonna one-shot them. You're gonna need 110. So if you're going up into people who are running HP loadouts, put on the M2000 barrel, you have 120 damage now. And it's pretty hard to have more than 120 health. Unless you're trying to max out on health for some reason. Then those guys fucking deserve not getting one shot. If you really hate them, you can put on the hit cape barrel because it gives you 30% instead of 25%. So you'll have like 122, 123 damage. But yeah, I wouldn't use the hit cape barrel because it gives you pretty bad negatives. But yeah, that's only if if people are running HP builds in your lobbies. This also gives you 100 damage all ranges. So if you're playing on a map like Nostalgia, this barrel is actually really good because now you're one-shotting at every range possible. So this is a really good barrel to have just as a swap out, you know, if you're going up into those health builds or if you're in a bigger map like Nostalgia. But you don't need it. But yeah, that's the setup right there. Go use it. Let me know what you guys think. I have a ton of fun using this sniper. It's definitely my favorite sniper build so far. Just because I'd rather have one bullet in the mag and then have just because I'd rather have a high reload speed with one bullet in the mag than have high fire rate. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.